Mr. Speaker, Andy, a parent, is concerned about how his children are being held back. He asks why, despite the fact they've worked consistently since leaving school, all three of my children, who are now in their mid-20s, cannot afford to move out of the family home. Isn't this a crisis that many people are facing all over the country? Don't we need a housing strategy that deals with it?
Well, first of all, let's look and see what happened under a Labour government for housing. I'll come on to that. Under the last Labour government, house building starts fell by 45%. Under the last Labour government, homes purchased in England fell by 40%, and the number of social rented homes under a Labour government fell by 420,000. Under the Conservatives, we've seen more than twice as much council housing being built than under the last Labour government. That's a record of the Conservative government delivering on housing, delivering for ordinary working families.
Mr. Speaker, the last Labour government delivered a decent home standard for every council home in the whole of the country, and it's something we are very proud of. Very proud of indeed of that achievement. And her government, house building has fallen to the lowest level since the 1920s. More people homeless, more people on waiting lists, more people overcrowded, more people unable to pay the rent. That is the record of the Tory government. And, Mr. Speaker, our children are being held back by Conservative cuts. Laura, a young primary school teacher, wrote to me this week saying, "I'm seeing a decrease each year in available cash to provide a quality education to the children in my class, and an increase in reliance upon our Parent Teachers Association." So is the Prime Minister still denying the fact that funding for each pupil is still being cut?
Well, what I would say to Laura is that we said we will protect school budgets, and we have. We have seen record levels of funding going into schools in this country. But at the election on the 8th of June, people are going to have a very clear choice. They will have a choice between a Conservative government that has delivered 1.8 million more good and outstanding school places for children across this country, a Conservative government that believes in parents having choice in a range of schools, providing the education that is right for every child and a good school place for every child, and a Labour Party, the right honourable gentleman, who believes in a one-size-fits-all, take everybody down to the lowest common denominator, take it or leave it. We believe in encouraging aspiration and helping people to get on in their lives.
Mr. Speaker, Labour isn't slashing school budgets. Labour isn't putting money into pet projects. We want every child, decent chance in a decent school. We don't want an education system that relies on begging letters from the schools in order to maintain employment and books in the classroom.